Okay. For those of y'all who do not know me, my name is Will Walker. I am a professional dancer, choreographer, and instructor born and raised right here in Austin, Texas. Um, I also go by the Prince of Pumps. And that is just a funny story in itself and how that became. But um, yeah, so for the past 16 years, I've dedicated my life to being an educator. Um, I have been lucky enough to use my craft to financially stable myself, to travel, to just being able to outsource and take in and give. I feel like I've lived a very lucky life and um, have no regrets in that aspect. My dance passion has taken me a lot of places I thought it would never would, and I grew up right on the east side and then transplanted, excuse me, to transplanted to the Cedar Park Leander area. Uh, so yeah, I was accepted into this program, Articulate, and it literally felt like a dream come true just because I was selected to have an opportunity to share my process and how I create things. And I thought this was amazing because I've always been such a very transparent person anyway. If you've ever taken my class, you know I what you see is what you get. He doesn't hide very much. And I was super excited about this process just because I had the perfect story. I wanted to tell the the process of me getting married and putting that into dance, and that was just like the crowning jewel because I've dreamed about that since I was like 9. And and also there's going to be some antidotes in there about the things that I experienced while getting married, the racism and the homophobia that I experienced and getting married right here in Austin. So those are going to be some topics. So this wasn't going to be just a really pretty movement from me. This was also going to be something to actually really talk about. And I mean, that's where it started. And the past 6 months, everything has changed. It just, yeah, everything has changed. This pandemic has changed everything. Everyone lost their jobs. I was teaching in studios, and I can't anymore. There are people out there who are trying, but it's coming to the point where just being able to dance in a space where respiratory virus is contagious, it's it's hard. It's really hard. So I've had to dance from home and adjust to that. Um, and and what the craziness with the economy and how this pandemic has hit and how toilet paper is now one of those things that it's a necessity that you can't access now. Somewhere along the line, black people are still dying at the hands of law enforcement. And that's a tough one for me for obvious reasons. Um, and knowing that both pandemic and police brutality topics definitely hit home with me because it has affected my family personally. Um, and for the first time in my life, I have not been able to dance this out. And it's frightening because I thought I would never get here, that I would always be able to associate my feelings with some emotion to get to get to that release point. You know what I mean? The release of just today is today and tomorrow's tomorrow. You know what I mean? Just that being able to move forward, and I have found myself in this place where I can't. Um, Not that I can't. It's just in this moment I am stuck. And these are some really serious emotions that I've had to um, really process. I mean, not that my wedding was not a process, But I mean, this is completely different. And we are now seeing a lot of just change in our own community. We're seeing, um, I guess maybe we're seeing for the first time a thought process that we thought was gone, that we thought was not really a thing anymore. It's still a thing, and not all of us thought it left. Some of us knew it always stayed, and it's always been here, and we've been fighting against it. And being born and raised here in Austin, I've seen it the entire way. And it does hurt my heart to know that these underlining things have been in our community for a very long time and that I've outlived them. But it's almost insult to injury that they still keep happening. And now that I'm an adult and I've returned back to the same community that raised me, and it's still happening. So, um, as an artist, as a Black man, as a gay man, as a educator who wants to continue to dedicate his life to training children, I feel that in this time, I I first have to grieve, just because my family has seen loss in this past 6 months since this pandemic has hit. Um, Also express my anger, that there's a pandemic going on outside, and Black people are still dying at the hands of law enforcement, the same people who are there to protect us. And also, I have to figure out how to forgive, um, those who I've trusted in this community to, I guess, maybe speak out against what's going on in our world, especially right here in our community. And they haven't. And that's been very disappointing for me to have to continue to maintain these relationships with people who do not feel the same way as I feel about them. And that hurts. Um, so, there are there are a lot of things I could go into, but we don't need to. What I do want to share with whoever's watching this is that I did not choose dancing in heels because it was easy or because it was something fun or because it was just this cool little thing that I could do, like, just a joke. No. I put on a pair of heels when I was told that I could never dance on point because point's not for boys, they're for girls. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever told me no or told me that I couldn't do something. It doesn't sit well. It really doesn't. So I went home after that dance class and I put on the highest pair of heels I could find in my mom's closet. And that's where it started. I was 11, 10 maybe. That was it for me. It was the moment that I could still stand on my toes with beautiful legs and hold myself in posture and walk gracefully. That's what I wanted. And at that time, being told I couldn't do it was the drive. Now that I'm an adult and I've done this thing for a good 8 years, five, no, 6 years. I've done this thing for 6 years. I've got to leave this country and teach in another country to another culture. Um, and for me to return back here to my hometown and receive the same treatment. It just doesn't really sit well. So, as you can imagine, um, this is a process for me that I want to be able to get out. And I know that I can get out, and I know that I can produce something magical because I'm a walker. But just in this time, I am just tired. I'm really, really tired of all of the fighting and the pushing and the struggle, um, because a lot of it wasn't necessary. A lot of it wasn't warranted. A lot of it wasn't just. A lot of it was struggling because I'm black and a male. And in this dance community, I was looked at as something cool, something fun to do. Wasn't taken seriously. So I love my home, which is why I came home. Um, and I'm going to continue to be a educator, and I'm going to continue to give my heart and everything that I do because that is who I am. But just in this time where my culture is under attack and has been under attack for a very long time, and this time where my friends and my family, mostly my family, has gotten sick in this time, um, in this time where we're now seeing people who support the current administration and also in a dance studio that house, people of color. We in this time we're seeing just how we're seeing in this time just how much of a struggle it is to be an artist and try to support yourself. Full stop. I mean, a lot of us have lost our jobs. A lot of us have no income. Yet the only thing that we can do is continue to, um, you know, dance, sing, act, post, um, and yeah, keep pushing. But for those of us who have been here, for those of us who have been on the front line for a very long time, for those who have been fired for being black, for those who have been fired for being gay, um, for those who have been underpaid, um, for those who have been undervalued, for those who have been just blatantly disrespected, we're tired. We're tired. And I'm not done, but I'm tired. So, what I want you to take from this is that I have every intention to bring to the light a lot of things that I have just been silent about because I had no one to go to or I had no one to listen to me or to hear my story. So I'm going to tell my story, but in this time of just not knowing what to do or how to do it or even to start, I have to recognize that I first have to finish this cycle of grief I'm currently in. It sucks because, man, all I want to do is dance. But this is different. This is different because I'm home. So, to everyone that is watching this, my name is Phil Walker. I am a professional dancer, choreographer, and instructor, born and raised right here in Austin. I am a black gay male who has been afforded the opportunity to share his passion with his community. And I could not be more grateful for my parents who were a product of poverty in Arkansas and the hood in Chicago. I'm very proud of who I am. I'm very proud of how far I've came. But for right now, I'm going to take the back seat on this one just for a second, just to catch my thoughts, just to catch my breath. But when I do, I'm so excited about this project, and I can see it. I can. That's the thing. I can see it. I can see how beautiful and powerful and moving this is going to be. But oh my God, today was also the first day that I ran outside by myself for the first time in my own neighborhood because I haven't feel safe. I have not feel safe enough to go for a jog in my own neighborhood because I don't know all my neighbors. That's where I am, and I have to respect the process. I wish I could just throw something together and make some amazing moves and to make it look effortlessly. But right now, I can respect that if I whatever I give, it would just be a lie. And I don't know if you have ever. I don't know if you've ever taken a Will Walker class, but he ain't wrong often, honey. So in closing, I love everyone. I really honestly do. I try to love more, stress less. And I know I'm going to get through this. And with y'all's patience, I can tell you that there's something inside of me that is amazing, that I can't wait to share it. I just have to process in a different way that I've never done before. So if you offer me your patience, I promise I'll give you something good to watch. All right. I could probably babble on for a little bit longer, but I don't really need to. So, again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to my story and, just give you a different perspective of, what's happening right here in Austin. So, until next time, I love you all. Stay disinfected. Yeah, man, even in this time when there's just confusion and uncertainty, keep dancing. Um, I know I'm trying. It's hard, but I'm going to keep dancing. All right, guys.